Good morning, everyone. Luke here from the Viking boys, along with Baxter, the greatest dog in the world. Sorry, Odin. Anyway, today we're going to be doing a breakdown of a deal that we recently did that we got from a cold call. So stay tuned. So as I mentioned, we're going to be breaking down this deal that we recently did. It came from a cold call. It was about 4 months ago now, and we recently closed on it. I thought it was the best time to do a video breakdown on it right now. So this particular deal we had bought for $248,000. So the position that the gentleman was in, him and his wife, they had lived in the house for a long time. And he had just said that they were moving. They wanted to be closer to family, so they were moving states. So it was, one of those ones that kind of came around. It just ended up being perfect in the sense that he was a few months out. We were perfectly open with closing in a few months. We came, did our inspection of the property, and then just on the spot, we just kind of said, this is where we're at. Can you make this work? And he said, yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it and let's do it. So we knew 248 was going to be a great number to buy the property at. We ended up doing a rehab on the property that ran us $35,000. So it was $35,000 when it was all said and done. We just painted the cabinets. We did new countertops. We did new flooring throughout the property. We shored up the deck a little bit and painted the inside. He had painted the exterior of the property. Did a little bit of landscape, painted the vanities in the bathrooms, and then we redid the tile showers. And then in the garage, we just redid all of the drywall in there and taped and textured that. So it was a pretty small rehab there. But again, the numbers on it they turned out to be pretty amazing. So that was a little bit about the details of the property. So one of the things that was pretty unique about the property, though, that Jake and I had noticed was that for some odd reason on tax records, it had showed about 1,900 square feet. And when we had walked it off and measured it, it didn't seem like it was 1,900 square feet to us. So in our opinion, it felt closer to maybe 1,500 to 1,600 square feet. But we're never gonna go ahead and tell someone that, hey, we actually think that this property is a little bit smaller than it's showing on tax records. So that's something that we just decided to leave out. A couple other things that the property had that were kind of interesting was it had a large basement, but it was really just kind of like a crawl space. But the gentleman that had owned it before us tried turning it into a basement. So he dug out a bunch of the footing areas and stuff. So it was kind of strange, but we left, all of that how it was. And so that we had a feeling that something like that could come up in the inspection. Yeah, so that was kind of two of the bigger things that were kind of more unique about the property. Fast forward to us, we listed the property on the market for $450,000. We had multiple offers, and we received an offer for $460,000 on day one. So we obviously decided to move forward with that, and they were waiving $5,000 of the appraisal. So it was a super solid offer that we accepted. We just got through the inspection and everything else, and as we had kind of figured, the foundation and everything had come up as an issue in the crawl space / basement kind of area. What we ended up doing was we ended up going back and forth. They had asked us to do a $25,000 price reduction, and they wanted us to fix some things throughout the house. They wanted us to do some work on the electrical, a little bit of work on the plumbing, and then they had also wanted us to fix the stuff with the foundation issues. So, when we kind of looked at the numbers, okay, $25,000 price reduction and all of this, we had backup offers that were really strong as well. So we kind of went back and forth, and what we had agreed on was basically $15,000 off of the sale price, so $15,000 price reduction, and we had decided to really just do a couple of very minor things for them. But we also had them sign something just stating that, hey, listen, when it comes to the crawl space and the foundation underneath the house, we don't know what's going on. You're signing off on it that this is 100%. You're buying this. We gave you a $15,000 price reduction so that nothing can come back on us about that. So that's how we went around that. And the reason why we would rather do a price reduction than put money into the property is because we didn't know at $460,000, honestly, if it was going to appraise, because it was a super high number. So we would rather than putting $15,000, into the property, and then you still have your sale price at $460,000, we would rather do a $15,000 price reduction, go down to $445,000. Because it's better, in the sense that, one, you don't have to do the work, so it's going to allow you to, close quicker, so you don't have to go in and take care of that. And then two, the other big thing is obviously that, you know, when the appraisal is done, it only has to appraise for 445 versus appraising for 460. Where they were willing to waive 5K of the appraisal, you know, so it would have been, you know, realistically, we would have been good up to 450. But so that's just a little bit reason why, you know, a little reason why we always make sure we do a price reduction opposed to, you know, actually doing the work. Now, what we'll probably do is hop on over to the computer and I will show you the numbers of what the profit was on it. All right, I am just truly ecstatic to have you join me on the computer here. We're gonna have so much fun. Okay, so property is Palo Verde. Whoops, ARV. So like I said, we got 445,000. We went under contract at 460, but after our 15K price reduction, 445,000 is our sale number. Repairs, we did 35,000 in repairs. Closing costs to buy, we were at about 3,500 in closing costs to buy the property, and then closing costs to sell, we were at 3.5. Holding costs on the property, we held it for 3 months. So 3 months of hold, we're going to be at 2,500 a month, so about 7,500 for holding costs. And then our wholesale profit. As I mentioned, we bought this property for $248,000, which leaves us at $135,425 for profit. So back these numbers out, 135, whatever, 400. So there it is. Max offer 248, which is what we purchased it for. Wholesale profit 135,000. That was our best deal of the year. So that one pushes your numbers. You do $135,000 flips on the regular, you're going to be able to boost your numbers pretty quickly. Boom. So I mean, that's why we love doing these cold call deal breakdowns. Guys, cold calling is fantastic. You can land deals like that. And I mean, you know, I know we've had this conversation before, but when you think about that, a lot of times people make that, you know, that's a great salary for someone for a year. So it's like if you can land deals like that left and right, you're going to be doing pretty well for yourself. So I mean, on this particular property, we obviously flipped this one. We've been flipping a lot more lately. But wholesale wise on this one, I mean, the crazy thing is that we probably only would have been able to wholesale this thing for maybe like 25 to 30 grand. Because what happened was we got lucky that there ended up being some better comps that had closed in the time frame that we were holding onto it. So we had held on to it for, like I said, for 3 months, but in the 5 months from when we had originally bought it to close on it and then to actually close on it on our sales side, we had like, I think 2 comps had closed in that exact same area that were similar size homes. That really pushed our values as well. So again, if we would have wholesaled it, we probably would have been able to pull about a 20-25 spot on it. But instead, we ended up pulling 135. So like I mentioned, that was our best deal to date for this year so far. And we're just going to keep those puppies rolling. We're going to keep them rolling. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. If you guys have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe to our page. We absolutely love it. Yeah, guys, till next time. We'll see you.